Here we go, game number 1 between Ajax and Spectre in the best of 5 round 8 of the UAH StarCraft 2 tournament. My co-caster Terradin could not be here tonight, so this will be just a single cast. And so for those of you guys who missed the tournament this weekend, this will be picking right back up with the last round of the round of 8, and we have the green Terran Ajax in the 12 o'clock position. His opponent, the blue Protoss Spectre, in the 2 o'clock position. Now these are close by air spawns. This is MLG. Okay, so this is the MLG version of this map. They are spawning in not quite cross spawns, but the ramps do face away from each other, so not going to see any quick early rushes as far as that, but it is a Protoss versus Terran, which I don't believe we have cast yet, so looks like we got a little bit of Alabama football going on now. Gotta love that. Roll Tide, baby. Taking out 12th ranked Florida like a boss this weekend. For those of you who missed it, I am a pretty big Alabama fan. So, but anyway, here we go. So Spectre does have the gateway rallied to a mineral patch. I don't know if the Zealots will be able to help mine those minerals very well, but we will find out. It looks like Ajax is going a little bit late barracks, so we're not going to see any early, like 11 barracks pressure out of him. Typically, Ajax does go for a little bit later game, as I've played with him before, and he does typically go for a little bit late game. His macro is 20 times better than mine. And he just recently got into Masters 4v4 random. I was present for that. So big news there. Looks like Spectre's got full saturation on one of his Vespene geysers right now. Cybernetics core is already down. Ajax also working off full saturation on his one refinery. And Spectre did get the scout. Did Ajax get the? Does he know where he is about to know where his opponent is? There is no wall off by Spectre. Kind of in a Terran Protoss, don't have to worry about walling off as much as if it was a Zerg. If it was a Zerg, this would be totally different. That would already be walled off, and there would be no workers inside the main. First Zealot is out, though, so it does look like the Zealot is going to be able to clean up the SCV, although the SCVs actually move faster than the Zealots, which has always kind of made me mad that Zealots and Marines move slower than the workers, and it's just like, okay, so if there's a scouting worker in your base, I mean, a Zealot will never catch a scouting worker. Never. He will always lose that battle, always lose that race. And we do have warp gate technology. We are seeing a one-gate robo out of Spectre, though. Is he going to expand off of this, or is he going to do some potentially immortal harass? This is very close by air, so I mean that warp prism has a very, very short distance to go. We do have Ajax going with 3 racks, though, pumping quite a good amount of Marines out. Looks like he's leaving that opening at his main to throw down a bunker if he needs to, if he sees any kind of early pressure. But I don't believe, Ajax does not know that there will be a robotics facility on the way, but he's just probably preparing just in case he gets any kind of 4-gate or anything like that. We have a reactor going down in the other barracks, engineering bay. So this looks like it's going to be, oh wow, 2 reactors now, so very heavy Marine Marauder play. Looks like we're going to see out of Ajax, especially since there's only 1 geyser right now. Spectre does have full saturation on his other geyser, so Observer coming out. Warp gate tech just now finishing. Stem almost researched as well. The missile turret is going to be able to, is it going to be up in time to see this observer, and will the observer run into it? If Spectre doesn't micro that correctly, he could lose that observer, which, I mean, I believe they did recently drop the how much an observer costs, but it does look like the observer is just going to be able to see this army and just scoot on through. He's also going to see that there is no expansion currently, and I'm not exactly sure what Ajax is waiting. Oh, he is supply blocked. That is what he is waiting for, and he is going to be supply blocked for a long time. That's going to be very, very costly. And First Immortal is on the way. Actually, First Immortal is out. Second Immortal on the way. So Spectre has a chance to take a big lead right now if he pushes out. Ajax looking for any kind of proxy pylon or anything like that, but spoiler alert, this is a 3-gate robo and not a 4-gate, so there probably is not going to be a very big proxy pylon out there. But he is throwing up that bunker because he was supply blocked. He needs to get a defense up to be able to hold off any kind of pressure or anything like that. But he can start streaming 5 Marines at a time, which is a lot of Marines, especially against those Immortals. The Marines will not have to even worry about that hardened shield, where the Marauders will, as they will only do 10 damage until that shield is gone. Do we have another observer coming out as well as a forge? Did the other observer get? He may have scanned it. It looks like he did in fact lose that other observer. Yep. So he did lose the first observer, so he is getting out a second observer, and did decide to destroy the neutral bunker there. It does have a forge now, so we're going to be seeing upgrades. The upgrades are going to be delayed, though, as Ajax already has 1 damage on all of his units. And here comes an engagement. Is Marauder slow finish? Stem is slow, and Marauder slow is not done, but Stem is. This is going to be, I feel like Ajax is at a disadvantage here. His army is not as big as Spectre's, and as you can see, it's just getting cleaned up. That was a big win for Spectre right now. He needs to it looks like he is going to be moving as that proxy pylon is out. He is throwing down his expansion, so he will be expanding off of this. Ajax does not have any kind of expansion, so he is doing this completely off of 1 base. But he needs to get these units over here on the ramp, so that that's actually pretty dangerous now that I think about it, because that observer is right there. The stalkers will be able to shoot up onto the high ground and be able to take out any units that try to shoot up from the low ground, or from the high ground to the low ground. The command center for Ajax is going down now, but the nexus is almost complete for Spectre, so he will have an income advantage here, throwing down a Twilight Council as well as another gateway, working some really offensive forward pylons now. He's got 2 of them, and actually 3 of them. One of the things that I like as Protoss on Metalopolis is this spot right here. You look at that. You can cut basically your ramp and your walking distance in half just by this proxy pylon right here, warping units in right there, and they're basically almost to your opponent's base. So he actually could send the observer into this side right here, put a pylon on the low ground, and warp inside the base if he really wanted to. But bunker is now salvaged. It does look like he is going to be going down for an expansion. He does have the second refinery finally up in his main. Another barracks going down, so there's going to be 4 barracks, and it looks like this is going to be very heavily Marine Marauder Ball, which is very powerful in the Protoss, or in the Terran army. But one thing to take that out, looks like he's going to get charged, which will put a lot of pressure on that Marine Marauder Ball, as those Zealots will just run head first into those Marines and Marauders. Is finally getting his second base, lifting off and getting down there, but Spectre already has his second already up and running, and is only working. Oh, actually that's ground armor level 2, so going very defensive on this one. And it looks like there could potentially be a drop. Spectre, I think, knew this was happening because of the observer that was out, but I think he may have lost that second observer. And wow, that drop is way out there. So let's see if Ajax can remember that. There it is. He did not lose that other observer, but Spectre is currently in a supply advantage, and this is the second time in this match that Ajax is supply blocked, and I feel that's just costing him the match right now. So we do have a Templar Archives already on the way, so we may be seeing some storms out of this. Spectre doing really good defense to try and stop any kind of drops, but there it is. There's the drop, but it's going to get cleaned up real fast by all of these stalkers. Can he get the medvac out of there? Oh, wow. Just barely out with 7 health left. That was almost extremely costly. I would have called that probably the end of the match if he had lost that. I mean, he's already down in supply, and losing a full medvac of units is just that much worse. But did he see that robotics facility? He did, or I mean, not the robotics facility, but that robotics bay. He did not, but in a preemptive strike for it, he is getting Vikings out, so he does know that he has a sixth sense that Colossus are on the way. Ooh, and very nice by Spectre. I like that he's grabbing this gold. He's got an advantage, and he's just going to keep pushing that advantage, but is currently supply blocked as he does lose one of his proxy pylons. Did Ajax see the other pylon? It looks like he did, and there he goes. He is going to take this other pylon out, which is going to supply block Spectre even more. So finally trying to make up for some of that loss. It looks like he did have High Templar, but decided to morph them into an Archon instead. So it looks like we are going to see a pretty big engagement here. We've got 2 Immortals, a lot of Stalkers. Those charge lots need to get out in front. Oh, and that one gets cleaned up. I think these Zealots really aren't going to do a lot of damage in the back, and that could be costly here. Oh, this is a huge engagement here. Nice force fields, though, cutting that army in half, and oh, beautifully warping in the charge lots on the. But they're stuck with the force fields. But I've got to think that Spectre is going to be able to clean this up, as that is a lot of units. Is he going to try and get out with the medevac? Oh, he loses the medevac full of units. That is going to cost him. And while this was going on, I believe that Spectre got his gold nexus up. And does Ajax know about it? Ajax knows that something is going down there. He does know that the nexus is there. So this is slowly turning into Spectre's favor, and he is now getting Colossus. So while researching Thermal Lance is almost done, and Ajax is just staying with this Marine Marauder play. I really don't know what he can do outside of this. Actually, so I would think right now a Ghost would be a great idea. I don't know if we'll be seeing any Ghost play out of Ajax right now. He does have the factory and the armory and the Ghost Academy now done. Does he have any Ghosts yet, though? We do not have any Ghosts yet on the field, and it does look like he is going to try and snipe this Nexus, which looks like with the proper micro, he should be able to snipe this, because he is on the far side, so he will be able to get that, and he needs to get those units out of there. There he goes, because they will get quickly cleaned up by those charge lots in that Colossus. But Spectre says, hey, you take out my base, and I'm just going to push for yours. So while most of Ajax's army is on this side, Spectre's going to try and engage here, and he could potentially be going. Here we go. Here's the engagement. And that Archon is going to do a lot of damage to this Bio Ball while all those Zealots are up in front taking all this with the Colossus there. This is looking very bad for Ajax. Spectre is just cleaning this up. All those Zealots still alive. I mean, there's 10 Zealots there, and there's the GG by Ajax. So game number 1 going to Spectre. Very well played by him. And so Ajax will have the choice on the map for the next match. And he says Zelnaga, so we will get that. Let's see, MLG Zelnaga. That was So very interesting first match. Good job to Spectre for pulling out the win there. And I think hopefully we'll see something different than Marine Marauder out of Ajax in this one. I feel like he kind of got stuck on that, and the supply block. Oh, supply block. That is could have been the deciding factor in that match, as he was supply blocked at least twice there for quite a while, and just really cost him a lot. But we'll see if he can manage his supply a little bit better this next match. And we are currently taking a little bit of a break, so I think we probably will be back in a few minutes. I'll keep the stream up. Let's see if anybody's online. Ooh, you know what I could do right now? I could mess with my settings, because I think I still have it set for... Crap, that's not what I want. Ooh, webcam controller. There we go. Controls. Wait, it was down here is where it was. So I had the brightness pretty high, I think. Oh, let's see. There we go. Much better. Better. There we go. That's a much better picture. Sweet. And... Alright, so we are still currently waiting for Ajax to return. And we will go straight on into game number 2 whenever he gets back, which will be on Zelnaga Caverns, as that's a map that Ajax chose for the next match. So this is a best of 5, so we will not be finishing this until somebody has 3 wins, and they will advance on to play. I believe that they play Charles. They play Charles in a round of 4, which will be online. So we will not be doing it on campus, as that will be the weekend of fall break. But we might be having it to where if you're out of town on fall break, you may be able to play your matches. We may be doing some matches on Thursday as well, as we really only have 2 matches. And then the next week, ladies and gentlemen, is the UAH LAN party. Cannot wait for the UAH LAN party. That's going to be so cool and so pimped. There's going to be so much StarCraft. It's just going to be awesome. So awesome. So, very big deal there with... So it looks like, alright, he is back, so we will be going into the next game. And looks like Spectre is ready, and I believe, just waiting on Ajax's reply. And we will start this game up as soon as possible. So Next week, yep, just got 2 matches. The one that is currently decided is Space Samurai versus Nakota, which will be Space Samurai plays Zerg, so it will be another ZVZ. Nakota just got out of a very, very impressive best-of-5 match with Orpheus. That was a very, very impressive matches there. Both players played phenomenally well, and was not expecting that level of play so early in the tournament. Now, for future tournaments, we will be kind of having those kind of games come later in the tournament, as we will have a seeding, and there will be kind of there could potentially be pool play and stuff like that, where you won't see potentially should be first and second people going against each other in like one of the earlier rounds. I know Space Samurai and Yoshi, who play in 2s together, met each other in the very first round, and we're just going to try and avoid stuff like that. So in future tournaments, there will be pool play, there will be seeding, there will be a actual organized bracket, and we should have the good matches come out in the finals or the semifinals or something like that. We could even potentially do some kind of losers or bottom side of the bracket, where in the losers finals come up and play in the grand finals. Who knows? It all depends on how many people we get out to play in these tournaments, and how well they're received. Hopefully we can get some really big tournaments going on, because that's really what I would like to see with this UAH community and the StarCraft 2 community. So if you know people out there that would want to play StarCraft 2 and don't know where to start or are hesitant, tell them to join one of our tournaments. We're going to be having hopefully having a lot of tournaments out there for people to play in, and pretty much all skill levels. So pretty much anybody can play. I recommend anybody play in any tournament that they can. I mean, any time that you can play in a tournament, anything to do to better yourself, I highly, highly recommend you do it. So, still waiting on Ajax. Alright, so it does look like Ajax is ready, and we will be going into this game number 2 between Ajax and Spectre. Damn monkey on my back. So, game number 2, like I said, will be on Xel'Naga Caverns, and this is still a Terran versus Protoss. Ajax, again playing as the green Terran, will be spawning in the 2 o'clock northern position on Xel'Naga Caverns, while Spectre will be spawning in the bottom and about the 8 o'clock position as the blue Protoss. It looks like he is trying to get spam his APM there in the beginning, because after this last patch, Blizzard got rid of switching groups does not count as APM. So for those of you who switch between groups, that will not jump your APM to begin with. But one thing that will is changing the rally on your Nexus hatchery or command center. That does count as an action, but you got to be a little bit careful with that, as that you can mess up your rally, and you could be sending a probe halfway across the map or to somewhere where you don't want. So just food for thought there, food for thought. So it does look like we will not be seeing a Forge. I'm glad we will not be seeing a Forge. There was a little bit of controversy about Nakota's match last let's see, that was a Friday. Orpheus was a little bit let down that in the last match he did 6-pool. But this is StarCraft 2. There are no rules against 6-pooling or doing any kind of cheese or anything. You just have to be able to realize that there are some pretty high caliber people out there, and that you've got to be able to defend against it. against a counter if it comes out. So just keep that in mind. And I mean, nobody really enjoys watching cheese matches. So, and for the enjoyment of the crowd, just make it good old-fashioned StarCraft 2. So Gateway is down. Looks like it's taking a little bit of time on Cybernetics Core. There is Cybernetics Core is now going to be dropped up. Warp Gate technology is going to be a little bit delayed. The wall-off is done for Ajax, though. First barracks is complete. It does look like the probe did get stuck inside the main, though, so that probe will not be able to make it back home. Will he throw down an extractor, or I think he needs to at least steal 5 minerals. I mean, if you're gonna get a worker stuck, at least steal 5 minerals from your opponent. But it does look like this probe is going to get cleaned up as that wall is now complete. And Cybernetics Core just now finishing. Second gas is complete for Spectre, so this looks like we will potentially be seeing that the one-gate robo again, as he is getting quite a bit of early gas, although he did not save up very many minerals for it. And Ajax is going for 3 racks again, although it does have a lot of gas out of that, choosing to not take that second refinery just yet, as he doesn't quite need it to research Marauders out of one barracks. So we probably won't be seeing that second gas until, and there is the one-gate robo out of Spectre, so very similar openings to last time. So Ajax just has to really be careful not to get supply blocked, and just be on top of his supply. So it does look like he is going to be queuing up a couple of extra supply depots here just to make sure that he doesn't get supply blocked. I think that Marine just skidded out of there as that Stalker came in. So one Stalker on the field. He will potentially be able to, if he wanted to, get some, so with the range on the vision of the high ground, I don't think he'd be able to snipe any of these supply depots, as he will have to get up into the Marine's range to be able to see them. So, and as you can see there, he made it about halfway up the ramp and started getting shot by that Marine. So this one lonely Marine down here definitely checking to see when the expansion time is going to come out. Does look like we are seeing a 3-gate robo out of Spectre again, which is a pretty solid build. And first observer is out, Immortal on the way. While Ajax does have the supply advantage, unlike last game, whenever I think at this point he was supply blocked for the first time, or for at least the first time, and he's definitely, it looks like he is churning out more units this time, and definitely making sure that he does not get supply blocked again. As I do believe that is what cost him the match last time. So first Immortal is out, 3 sentries as well, with just kind of picking up that energy. Looks like there's enough energy for 4 force fields out of those sentries. Are we going to be seeing, looks like we are going to see an expansion out of Spectre, but this Marine I don't know if he knows that Marine is there. So he may think, I think what Spectre thinks is that his army is down here, so instead of choosing to expand, he in fact warps in units, and he's actually chrono boosting out another Immortal. I think he does think that this army is there, but spoiler alert, it is not. It is actually on the way, but he does know this because of the observer. So he will be getting all the intel that he needs out of this, and will be able to prepare for this. He now has enough for, looks like 3, 2, 2, 2. Okay, Guardian Shield is up, which is very good. He's going to be able to force field some of this army and then cut it in half here, and very nice force field play. Nice micro with the Stalker, getting that Stalker out of there with 3 hit points left. That was very nice. So that Stalker is going to come back with full shield. And it does look like he is now throwing down that expansion, I think, and Ajax's expansion is already in the works. So after that first engagement, he did a lot better than he did last time. So definitely not over yet, and no signs of being over anytime soon, as Ajax did not lose as much as he did in that first one, which is another factor that I think cost him the match last time. So I'm curious to see if Ajax does anything other than this Marine Marauder play. It looks like he's putting up 5 more barracks, so it looks like we will be seeing just Marine Marauder out of this army. No medvacs, anything like that. Not even upgrades. Last time he did get at least the one attack real quick, but no upgrades thus far besides the Tech Lab upgrades. And I don't believe that Spectre has a forge, so we will not be seeing any upgrades in this. But the Twilight Council is done. Will he be going for that charge again, which was very, very effective in that last match? So Observer doing a little bit of peeking. I think he's going to like what he sees as he sees 5 more barracks going down. He needs to either go, there's the forge, so there needs to go Robotic Bay, or he needs to go Twilight or High Templar with the Templar Archives. So Tech Lab now going down, so 3 Tech Labs, so this will probably be a heavier Marauder army than we saw last time. And has he researched the Marauder Slow? He has not researched Marauder Slow yet. I feel like that would be very, very helpful at this point, as if he does in fact go charge, which Spectre is going charge, that will slow those Zealots down a little bit and allow them to get some more DPS at range and stop them from getting so close in. Although there is a Tech Lab on the factory this time, so we could potentially be seeing siege tanks out of this, which is something that we did not see. Now, granted, there are 2 Immortals, so they will be able to soak up a lot of damage, but if he places them right, then he could be able to do some damage with that. Another gateway being thrown down, charge, like I said, in the works. Is Spectre going to tech out of this in some other way than just gateway units? We will find out in just a little bit. Looks like 2 more barracks going down, and another barracks on the Tech Lab, so actually not going to see any siege tanks. He was just lifting that up to put a barracks down, so very, very heavy barracks play out of Ajax, and it looks like he is currently supply blocked again. He has got to get that supply under control. He canceled one of the barracks, so Spectre is going to have another advantage here, as he is not supply blocked. He does have the Templar Archives now complete, so we will potentially be seeing some... does he have Psystorm being researched yet? I don't know if he's going to research Psystorm or if he's just going to use those Templars to form as Archons. We could be seeing them immediately turn into Archons, and that is exactly what he's doing. He's going to be using those Archons to do a ton of damage onto that Terran Bio Ball. And right as soon as Ajax gets unsupply blocked, he gets resupply blocked again, but able to get out of that and actually get it in enough time to not be behind in supply like he was last game. So although he is getting Vikings out, I don't believe he knows that that is actually a poor choice, as there is not a single Colossus on the field because there are no robotics bays, so no Colossus just yet, but there will be 6 Vikings on the field, and those will be pretty much useless as there are 0 Colossus out here, so, and 0 air units whatsoever. So if he really wanted to, he could probably take out that Observer. I don't think he knows that Observer is still inside his base, although he is using all of his energy for mules, not even gonna do a supply drop whenever he is supply blocked. So doing just purely mules. He is getting a very nice army lead though. He needs to be switching these Vikings up to medvacs. I just hate to see him go mass Viking and then he's just gonna facepalm whenever he realizes that there are no Colossus out in this army. And if I was Spectre, I'd just be like, man, I've got him thinking that I'm going Colossus, and spoiler alert, I am not going Colossus. So he will have to land these Vikings, but I don't know if he will, because he may be thinking, okay, what if there's a Colossus on the way? I need to have these Vikings in the air, but there are going to be 0 Colossus on the map. So Dark Shrine is on the way, so that could be very detrimental to Ajax, as he has no form of detection right now. And he is continuing to pump out Vikings. Oh my gosh, not a single medvac, just continuing to pump out Vikings. Now this is a very, very large Marine Marauder ball. But and here comes the engagement, so this will be a very good engagement, a very big engagement. He needs to land these Vikings. There we go, land them in the back and start taking out some of these units as a flank. He needs to get rid of these, the Archons though. They're going to be doing so much damage against this Marine Marauder ball. He did the scan a little bit early. I think he thought there were some DTs in there, but those were just charging Zealots, and Spectre is actually going to pull this one out. I think the big blunder there was Ajax continued to go Vikings whenever there were no Colossus on the field. So did he switch back to medvacs? He needs to stop producing Vikings and start producing medvacs, because the Vikings are doing almost nothing for him right now, and he really just needs. I feel like he really just needs to get off of this Terran Bio Ball. I know it's good in some circumstances, but really it's not helping him right now. And it looks like there is going to be some DT harassed in the third base of Ajax, as there is that proxy pylon on the high ground, and I don't even think he knows that it's there. He does not. So there will be potentially some DTs warping in there to do a little bit of harassment. And there it is. There's 5 DTs warping in right now, and they're 2 DTs and some Zealots. I think the Zealots are to make this appear like there are no DTs there, because if you see the slashing motion, he will think that there are no DTs, but does throw down the scan, and is going to be able to clean these DTs up. Nice around on that DT. Needs to clean up this other Zealot, and after that take out that proxy pylon. But right now Spectre is on a gold, has a gold expansion up that is extremely saturated, and he is, well, actually Ajax is able to keep that income ahead, that mineral income ahead, because of those mules. But once this gold starts kicking in, then it's going to be an uphill battle. He does still have the army advantage though, but we do have an engagement going on right now, and it looks like it's a very good spread was a very good spread for Ajax, but is getting it cleaned up as the concave is now in Spectre's advantage, and cleans that up. There's a handful of units left in the main. He needs to get, there he goes, he needs to get in that bunker, as that will not only add range onto the Marine attacks, but it will also provide protection while they can, there's this GG from Ajax. So game number 2 going to Spectre. So it is currently 2-0 Spectre's advantage, and Ajax will again have pick in the next match, as he did lose that one. So we'll see what he chooses for the next map, and we cannot choose the same map over again, so we will not be seeing Metalopolis or Xel'Naga Caverns. And I think Ajax has to try for something other than the Marine Marauder. Oh gosh. Let's see, there was Daybreak, golly, what were all of them? I gotta pull this up. I've totally forgotten what they all were. Dual Sight, alright, so he will choose Dual Sight, MLG Dual Sight for this next one. Dual Sight. I always like Dual Sight. It's a very unique map. So we could potentially be seeing the last game here between Ajax and Spectre. So Ajax is ready. Looks like Spectre is ready. So we will go ahead and start this game number 3. Spectre does have a a 2-0 lead right now. So if he can take this one, he will advance on to play Charles in the next round. But Ajax is still in it, as he can win the next 3 and be the one to face Charles in the next round. So could be a very exciting game nonetheless. Looking forward to it, as this is MLG dual site. So here we go into the game number 3. Spectre is spawning in the 9 o'clock, it's about 9 o'clock position as the blue Protoss in the lush green side of the map, and Ajax is spawning as the green Terran again in the 2 o'clock position on the magma and lava side of the map. So again, I've said it, and I'm going to continue to say it as long as this match goes. I feel like Ajax has to do something other than Marine Marauder. That has really not worked for him thus far in this matchup. I feel like he's got to do something else if he wants to win this, because really Spectre is just able to just dominate that every single match, and I think he can win it if he goes something different. Maybe Banshee Harass, Siege Tank. I would really, really like to see some Siege Tank play out of Ajax. I feel like that's one thing that he needs to get here. If he can get a real good siege line. Now, granted, Spectre has been getting Immortals out, but they haven't been in huge numbers. So if he could get some really good siege line, or you know what would be perfect? You can keep the Marine Marauder ball, but use EMP. Get Ghosts out and get EMPs. That's actually probably the best thing he could do right now, is to get some Ghosts out and do some EMP. As that'll basically, if he goes Archon again to counter the Marine Marauder and the Hellion play, then the Ghost will be able to just eat up those Archons with the EMPs and drop them from, 360 essentially hit points with 350 shield and 10 health to just 10 health. And with as much damage as they do on biological with Splash, you've got to have some way to take those out, and throwing an EMP on those charge lots will make a huge difference too, as I think they have 10 or 100 shield and 60 health. I think it's 100 to 60. But anyways, against any Protoss, it looks like he may have misplaced the supply depot there, or is he choosing to not wall that off? I do not know, as he did cancel that supply depot, and very tricky. Did Spectre? Okay, so Spectre did see the cancel on that, but we are seeing an early factory out of Ajax, so I really, really like this. Gonna switch it up, but I feel like we're still gonna see the 1-gate Robo out of Spectre, as that's a very effective build, although he does have kind of a hidden pylon over here where he could be hiding some tech. Are we going to see a starport? Nope, he is actually going to go for, looks like we could be seeing a regular 4-gate out of Spectre. He could potentially be putting on some, it is a Stargate, so we do have a hidden Stargate. Oh my gosh, does he know that he's going to factory and could potentially be going siege tanks? Because if he does, then, and the tech lab is down, so this is going to be siege tanks. I mean, a Void Ray or a Phoenix would be very, very detrimental to this army. Very well played by Spectre, getting the starport, changing it up. Both players changing it up. So this is going to be a totally different matchup here in the third game. We're not going to be seeing a Marine Marauder versus. I think we're going to see a Thor. Armory is down. I think we're going to see some Thors, which will actually counter this Void Ray very well. And with all those Marines, are going to do very, very well against this Protoss army that's going to be coming this way. So both players doing a very interesting tech up. He does have just Stalkers right now for Spectre. He is almost done with Warp Gate technology. And just pumping Marines out of the barracks, but we do have a Thor. Thor is on the way. Thor is almost here, and the first Void Ray is out, though. But he's going to have a long trek across the map, and there is a proxy pylon right in the natural of Ajax. I think this is going to be enough Marines to be able to clean this up, and that Thor is going to complement this very, very well. This is going to be tough to beat, I think, by Spectre. I'm going to have to give Ajax the advantage going into this, but the question is, does he know that it's coming? So one Thor is almost out. Thor is here. There he is in all of his glory. I don't think we have seen well, we did see a Thor in one of the Exploding Cow matches, I believe. And it looks like he is going to move out now. A lot of Marines in that one Thor in the backfield. So there are the Zealots. Okay, so my bad, it was 50 to 100, so EMP not going to be as big a deal for them. And there, focus fire in the Thor. Oh, he tried to place the force field, but Thor counts as a massive unit, but he does get the kill on the Thor. Void Ray does go down, but there is the GG by Ajax. Both players going for a slight change up in their strategies, and Spectre just came out with it. So definitely good matches by both players. Spectre played very, very well, and so there you have it. Spectre 3-0's Ajax in the round of 8 in this best of 5 series. So Spectre will be going on to play Charles in the next round. You got to give it to Ajax, though. It used to work every game against Protoss 7 a couple months ago. I thought it was worth a shot. So I believe that probably would have worked if the Void Ray hadn't been there. The Void Ray did a lot of damage. Spectre did try to throw a force field next to the Thor to stop those SCVs from mining, but spoiler alert, Thors count as massive. AJ saying that he probably would have lost it anyway just because the Void and the Stalkers were such a heavy army. He didn't have any Marauders in there to just melt those Stalkers away. It was just purely Marines. So definitely good games by both guys, and hope you guys enjoyed it. For those of you who saw it, this will be uploaded on YouTube probably by tomorrow, so it will be up on my channel, which is www.youtube.com/SC7style for those of you who don't know. So keep a lookout for that and any other videos that go up. I'm posting quite a bit of the bracket videos up there, so hope you guys enjoyed these games. I know I definitely did, and I will